Thought I'd do a quick update on the resurrection of my Mustang. It's been a while and my kids were getting on me saying I need to upload one, so started on the bodywork. You could see that pour paint was so thin, even with 400 grit on the DA and the block, that it's just rubbing through. So she was due for a paint job, but got it mostly sanded down. Got a few things to fix still before I get it in primer. I got these dents pulled here on the back where my wonderful neighbor plowed the trash can into the back of my car. So I still got some sanding to do there. Got the quarter windows out, and that was pretty nerve-wracking experience, being as they don't make the notchback quarter windows. So got all the black butyl glue off of there, and got its interior all gutted for the time being. Gonna have to do new locks and power motors, power window motors. They're pretty worn out. Thankfully I have a lot of these parts, like the rubber stuff, saved up in the attic. So got the supercharger all taken off, used an Explorer intake and kind of cleaned up the inside of it, knocked down all the nubs and stuff inside and matched it. Trying to build this car with almost everything that I have here without buying too much stuff, like a budget build. So I had a 70mm throttle body, an EGR, up on the shelf. Had some 24-pound injectors sitting around, so was able to hook up from a friend and get this Pro-M mass air meter here. Got it started the other night. Had a heck of a time. Wouldn't fire the fuel pump. I could get it to turn over, everything. No power at the injectors, and just nothing. I spent 2 or 3 days chasing, looking through the fusible links, switching computers, you name it. And out of frustration one day, I came back over here, start going through grounds, and I had made a mistake right here. And what it is Ford has a dark blue wire that connects to the positive side of the solenoid, and it was so dirty and filthy that it looked black, and I ran it to ground and didn't see it until I cut all the split loom off. Tracing it back, I found a fusible link in there, and that's when I realized that I'd screwed up and grounded a wire that was supposed to be powered. I know better than that, but I guess that's what happens when you work in the middle of the night and you're rushing. So I ran all my wires, or the majority of my wires, to clean up this trash inside the fender well there. That's why the washer fluid bottle sitting crooked. I had to move it the other day. We had nice weather for once, and I wanted to get it power washed to get all that nasty dirt out of here. So getting it cleaned up. Added a power steering cooler down there off I don't remember, I found it in the junkyard, some other Ford. So figured it was better than the little metal bar that, or metal tube that Ford had set up in there. So did the same over here, ran as many wires as I could up underneath. Yeah, you can't really see that very well. Kind of see it here. But try and clean it up. If I'd have had my way, I'd have pulled the motor, welded up a bunch of these Swiss cheese holes here, and painted the engine bay, but that's not really in the cards. I'm tired of waiting to drive this car, so I'm gonna have to leave it the way it is. So, but it's getting close, at least close to primer anyway. So went over to my dad's house, found a bunch of old Mustang parts up in the attic, so I got a decent set of headlights to put in it. Found an old Cobra grill insert to put in there. So it's coming along. Some years ago, when I was in the military, I worked part-time at a performance shop, and we had a bunch of crap laying around, so this was how I, at the time, decided to do my strut rods. And they've always looked like crap. They still look like crap, so I cut it down and put some rivets in it, and they'll be painted body color to match. Hopefully it looks more like something Ford should have done by the time I'm finished, but guess that's about it for now. I'll do an update after I get it in primer and cut out the front bumper, and anything else that comes about I'll try and update and be more on top of it. So thank you.